it on this computer. Okay. Before we get started, can everybody just kind of go around and introduce yourself so Joe knows who you are and what you do, just to give him an idea. So Iris, I'll call your name out and then just tell Joe who you are, what you do, or just say hello to everybody. So Iris, go first.
Okay, my name is Iris. I am the event director for the Wedding Chamber, and I am Iris D Photography and Iris Photo Booths.
Okay. And Holly.
I'm Holly Cardinal, and I recently partnered with Mr. Wayne Simmons, who's also on this call. We have Little Sammy, which is the photo booth bus, which is fantastic, and we're looking to expand in the next year or so.
Awesome.
Great. Jason.
Mr. Whaley, you're on mute.
Yeah, he's going to unmute himself.
How's that better?
There you go,
good.
Jason.
Name's Jason. I'm the VP of the Wedding Chamber, also owns Smash Booth, Photo Booth Rentals.
Nice.
Cool. And Shoshana.
Hi, Shoshana. I own RB Events and an event planner.
Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Savinelli. I'm the treasurer of the Wedding Chamber, and I also work for the Bootlegger, kind of a jack of all trades here.
And you probably know Matt, Joe, but Matt Campbell.
Yep, I do know Matt
Yep.
Campbell.
I'm the founder of My Wedding Songs.
I do know Matt Campbell.
Yep, absolutely.
Matt?
And
Hey.
Laura Covington.
Hi everyone, this is Laura Covington from Bridal Spectacular and Spectacular Weddings of Las Vegas e-magazine, and I'm excited to see all your faces.
Yeah, nice to see you, Laura. Laura, you look beautiful. I haven't seen you in 3 months. You look
Thanks,
great.
I like brushed my hair today.
We all take showers.
Gold.
And Wayne, reintroduce yourself. I know Holly did a good job.
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Wayne Simmons. I moved here within the last couple of years from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm a magician. I have Little Sammy, the mobile photo booth. It's like a mini unique Volkswagen. We also do light-up marquee signs, custom marquee signs.
Yep.
And I'm looking very, very forward to working with Holly. And that's it. Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks for being here. And Paul.
Hi, I'm Paul Christian. I'm a recent graduate from the International School of Hospitality. I'm actually a brand ambassador and wedding assistant here in the city.
Nice.
And Maria.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Maria Romano with True Love Knots. First of all, I'm on the Wedding Chamber board. I'm new to the board. I'm the membership chair, and I'm in the love business. So I marry people, but I also help people that are over 40 looking to find love again and speak about love as well.
Awesome. And Stephanie, can you hear us? And Stephanie's muted, so she hasn't come on, Joe.
Okay.
She's over there at the Hilton Garden Inn. So she's the director of sales right there on Las Vegas Boulevard, right by the Bootlegger,
nice.
the Hilton Garden Inn. And then Jacqueline, she's on mute too. And I don't know if she'll unmute or not, but I believe Iris, she's with a wedding chapel, isn't she? I think she works at a chapel, I think.
Gotcha.
There she is, Jacqueline.
Hey, Jacqueline.
I'm an independent marriage officiant and a remote notary for the state of Nevada.
Independent. Yep. All right.
Cool.
Yep.
Remote notary.
So that's
All
the
right.
gang. That's the gang we have so far, Joe. So without any further ado, Joe Bunn is a great friend of mine. He is a marketing guru, very well respected in the event world. He's also a member of NACE. He's based out of North Carolina. Primarily known for his DJ entertainment, but he also has created a company called the DJ's Vault, which is super successful marketing for DJs, but he speaks on all different types of marketing. So it's not just DJ marketing here. He speaks about all kinds of marketing. So once again, very well-respected person within our industry. He's been at Wedding MBA. You might have run into him over there. So he'll be happy to answer any questions after he gives his presentation. And I'm going to turn it over to Joe, who has control of the screen as well.
Awesome. So thank you, Jody, for having me. Thanks, everybody, for showing up this evening. So again, as Jody said, I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. My company is called Bunn DJ Company. And Jody and I know each other from the DJ industry, you know, for probably a decade now, from going to Mobile Beat, which is held there in y'all's city, and other Wedding MBA. She's probably been to the DJ Expo. We're in a smaller DJ group together for a while. So an awesome person. And I was like, oh man, you're the president. So so thank you guys for having me on. And I put together some slides tonight. And basically, this is a presentation that I've given in front of DJs, and I kind of tweaked it for DJs, but I've also given it in front of the Association of Bridal Consultants and the Eastern North Carolina Wedding Association, which again is a group just like yours: planners, photographers, photo booth owners, DJs. And so I think it applies to every vendor, really, because it's all about really the 50 ways to brand your business. And so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to make sure to share computer sound because I do have a couple little videos. Let's see. Hopefully y'all are going to be able to see your logo there. Are we good? Good. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of pop through these. If you guys want to hold the questions to the end, it'll probably go a little bit smoother. Y'all can still hear me. I don't think I can still hear you for some reason. But anyway, let's get started. So what is branding? I'm going to minimize this for 1 second. There we go. The definition of branding, according to businessdictionary.com, the process involved in creating a unique name and image for a product in the consumer's mind, mainly through advertising campaigns with a consistent theme. Branding aims to establish a significant and differentiated presence in the market that attracts and retains loyal customers. The simplified version of that, advanced, sorry, there we go. Oh, damn it. Sorry. Your brand is everything about you and your company. It's not just your logo. A lot of people think that branding is your logo. It's not. It includes your logo, your attitude, your office space, the way you dress, the way you present yourself to people, your show if you're a DJ, the way you plan a wedding if you're a planner, and so much more. And we're going to talk about that tonight. All right, so speaking of logos, this this was one of my OG logos, and I ripped it off of a Marky Mark CD, if I'm not mistaken, and it had MM on the bottom of the boot, and then I just stole it and said that was me. So that was one of my first rip-offs. And then I hired somebody to make this one. I actually kind of like this one. That was back when I had that Caesar. I had more hair, I think, of course, and it was like that Caesar haircut, and I was kind of controlling the dance floor. I always did like that one. And then I had this kind of spinning record variation probably in the 90s. And then this one was probably early 2000s when I first founded my company and went from just being DJ Joe Bunn to Bunn DJ Company. And I paid a professional to make this, and I was proud as hell. And I went to my first wedding show, and I had this big pop-up, and I paid a lot of money for it. And the first group of people come in the door. It's a major show. It was probably 150 vendors, maybe 1,000 brides came through over the weekend. And the very first mother of the bride came up. She goes, "Excuse me," and I said, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "What do bungee cords have to do with weddings?" And I was like, "Oh my God! I've literally just spent $3,000 on a backdrop with a logo, and people think I make bungee cords." Trashed it, never used it again. And then,
Hey, Joe, really quick.
Yes,
There's a pop-up in front of the slide, like the bottom right of the slide. Like I think you can close it. Like it says build order. Oops.
oh yeah, okay, weird.
Yeah, it was showing up when you maximized it. Okay, there it's gone.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So yeah, no problem. Thank you for stopping me instead of leaving it up there. So then we went to this play button variation, probably 2010 or so, and it kind of took on different iterations over the years, and eventually ended kind of like that. Or the one in the bottom right corner is more of a horizontal version, if you will. So these were the early Bunn logos or Bunn brands. And again, like I kind of want to distinguish this. I ripped off this definition because I couldn't say it better, but there's a website called the Marketing Donut. Says, in essence, marketing is what you do to get your message or promise to customers, while your brand is how you keep the promise made through delivery to customers and colleagues. I think it's a good definition of the differences. This is really important too, and I know this has been talked about in any organization. If you've ever been to a marketing seminar or talk, the consistency of your brand is so important. The business card looks like your pop-up banner at your wedding show, looks like your website, looks like, you know, the price card that you give out to your clients. It is so critical that all of this stuff match, and that it's not, you know, different fonts and different things like that across all of your branding and your marketing. This rule of 7 is a real thing. We've all heard it. Consumers must see or hear your marketing message 7 times before they act upon it, whether they hear an ad on the radio and then they see your card in a bridal shop, and then they, you know, see you at a wedding show with your big banner behind you. Like, it is imperative that these things look alike. So, you know, you can see even just in these slides, and we'll talk about that more, this kind of black and yellow theme. All right, so enough with all the definitions. Let's kind of get into it. All right, and I'm going to break this up into a few different sections and kind of rip through these. But transportation. So this was a no-brainer to me. I always see people riding around with, well, actually it's different there, isn't it? So in North Carolina, you don't have to have a front license plate. You only have to have a rear license plate. So I always see these people riding around in these nice cars, and the front license plate is always like Davenport GMC, or, you know, Buick, or Thompson Buick. And I'm like, why are you just riding around advertising the person that took your $60,000? Why would you not put your company name up there? So might not work in Nevada. I think you guys have to have front and back plates. This is my Bentley. I'm just kidding. This is my moped. Again, a vanity plate on the back of your car to me is a no-brainer. I can't tell you how many times I've been getting gas and mine says, my Mercedes van says Bunn Benz, and then my personal vehicle says Bunn DJ Co, like the Bentley there. I just photoshopped that because I don't have a Bentley. Again, super easy. Like vehicle decals, like my guy in Charleston has a massive one. He took that over his shoulder for me. His goes across the entire back window, and that's my car. I've just got this muted kind of play button logo. You know what I mean? It's almost a conversation starter. You can see it doesn't even say anything about Bunn DJ Company, but it's this matte black kind of. In fact, my whole van has a huge one on the side and doesn't even say company name. Can y'all hear that rewind sound? Just curious. Yes. Okay. Cool. So when you hear that, I'm going to show you something that I did way back in the day. Some of the things I'm proud of, some not so much. You know, I had that Rap Scion back in the day. Woo! That thing was fire. And look, you can even see how old it was, because that is the original name of my company was Joe Bunn DJ Company. And then eventually I franchised the company. So we have 6 offices now in 5 different states. And people kept going up to the owner asking if they were Joe. So they finally asked me if I would change the name of the company to Bunn DJ Company. But we had this slogan. It was, I know Joe. We had this rap vehicle. I thought I was super cool. It's still kind of cool now that I'm looking at it. Maybe I'll get another one. Anyway, gear. Now, I know this. I know it's there's not a lot of DJs on here, but gear can apply to several different things, and I think that branding is important with that. This is just a simple, like a Pelican Road case, but it could be, you know, if you're a planner, that kind of emergency toolkit. If you're a florist, the thing that has all your pins and that green, squishy, foamy, weird stuff. Like the minute you walk into a venue and you have a case under your arm, it should have some sort of brand on it, whether it's, you know, a sticker, a vinyl lettering. Your logo should be on it as soon as you walk in. You don't even have to identify yourself. People just see you walking in with this branded gear. This is a no-brainer for DJs nowadays. I still think it can be a little bit understated. I'm not a big fan of putting up a big sign at a wedding, but I mean, the laptop I'm on right now is pretty much looks exactly like this. You know, not only is it a little bit of a sign at a wedding, and again, you know, I'm a big fan of just the black and white, especially for a more formal or classy event. But I've just been sitting in coffee shops before. In fact, the one now says DJ Joe Bunn, and people have approached me and say, "Hey, are you, you know, did you used to play at blah 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 bar, you know, or, you know, do you happen to do weddings? I see you have, you know, DJ on your laptop." And I've actually got business from just sitting in a coffee shop, you know, working on music. Headphones, obviously it's kind of a DJ thing, but you can brand those as well. And even like this is called skins. You can skin your gear, you can skin your phone, you can skin your laptop. There's a company called Style Flip that does this. And again, you just put in whatever model number you want, and you can send them all your information, or get your sign person to do it, or your graphics person to do it. They send you basically a big old sticker, and you got to be very careful putting it on. But again, all right, so this is 14-year-old me. So 40, geez, holy smoke, wait, I'm 33 years ago, I bought a DJ's company in Wilson, North Carolina, Eastern North Carolina, from where I'm from. And he sold me this little console and his speakers. You can see the mullets there. So I guess this was, if I was 80 something, 84, maybe 85. And the guy there in the red turtleneck, he was like the cassette rewinder guy. Like we got the styrofoam tip cup up there. Eventually graduated to something a lot more spectacular. In fact, I own a company now that manufactures aluminum DJ booths. So it's funny because it's kind of a similar shape to the original booth, but I guess I graduated to this. But again, this is the appearance that I give when I do a show. I have white speakers. I have this sexy white DJ booth. Like it's just a different mindset than the 6-foot table with a cloth on it. That's just not the way I want to present myself. Apparel. So a few years ago, I was like, I'm just going to try and go to this black and white look for all my formal event, or for all my wedding events, period, whether they were formal or not. I'm just going to do the skinny black tie and this black suit, well fitted. This is going to be my look for whatever year that was, probably 2016. And then I kept getting, dude, you look like one of the Blues Brothers. And I was like, well, can I be Elwood, the skinny one? And then they were like, no, actually, you look like Men in Black. And I was like, well, can I be Will Smith? And then they were like, no, you look like this dude from The Matrix. I forget what his name, Agent Smith or something like that. And then finally, people say I look just like this guy. I get this all the time. Finally, it just ends up being, you look like Mayhem. And we'll get into that later. Y'all know this guy, right? Other apparel things, like, again, when we do informal events or a pool party, we would have these branded hats on with the Play Button logo. When we load in, we are always branded. So especially, we do so much in the summer here, or used to. And we always wear these branded polo shirts, so people know. And then again, the guys change into their suits right before they do the show. Even the way, just little things that you throw out on social media or on the things you present yourself with, Jody, or present about yourself. Jody was talking about my right-hand man, Randy, that's been with me for 16 years now. Like, his thing is cufflinks. He's a cufflinks fanatic. And so that's kind of his thing. People know me for shoes. I like ridiculous sneakers. So I think it's okay. That's part of your brand. Like some, people like whatever, loud lipstick, or some people like pocketbooks, or some people wear a lot of jewelry. Like, it's just part of your brand. And I'm such a big fan of people being expressive about that. And that's how people know you, or part of how, your personality comes across. This is just a picture of a name tag. I mean, as odd as that sounds, I think it's so important in a networking thing, to have a name tag on. If they don't give you one at the door, I keep one with a magnet just in the center console. So when I go to Aliyah and I go to NACE meetings, I've always got my own little branded name tag just sitting in the center console, so I never forget it when I get to a meeting. All right, so some marketing collateral. To me, I still can't stress the importance enough of a good business card. I know, things are going digital now. In fact, I have one in my wallet now that you can just walk up to somebody's phone and hold it, and it transfers all of my information over to it. I mean, yeah, that's cool, but I still get so many compliments on just an interesting shaped, round cornered card. Whether you cut it diagonally, or whether you cut it in half, or whether you cut it long ways in half, I can't tell you the importance enough of not just having a simple standard size business card. It gets more compliments than any other piece of collateral that we make. Again, if you're doing PDFs attached to documents or attached to emails, you know, with a wedding pricing guide or something like that, just brand it, make it look like everything else. Same thing with like any collateral that you give out at, like we give this, we call it the wedding book. And it's just a little takeaway that we give to people when they come in and do a face-to-face consultation. It's probably 6 or 7 pages total, but again, on brand. Even when we do like a holiday card or something, you can see it's still got the play button logo, picture of the guys, and it's still on brand. This is a little 4x6 card that we gave out at a wedding show. This is something we were doing for a while as well. So thank you notes, and thank you notes to me are old school, quintessential. A lot of my guys still do this. So they'll take a picture of the first dance or the father-daughter dance, and they will upload it to, I think it's Send Out Cards. There's another one called Postable, and they'll add our logo, and they'll just write in there. It says, "Hey, Alex and Sarah, quick note to say, thank you for having me at your reception. I had a blast, and I hope it was everything you hoped for. If you have a minute, I would love for you to leave a review about your experience. Here is the link. Thank you and congratulations." And of course, we shortened our big Google link to bundjcompany.com/reviews. Now, before they even get back from their honeymoon, if they go on a honeymoon, this is in their mailbox. So they get home and they're sorting through all their mail and they're like, "Oh, what's this?" And they open it up and it's a picture of them on the front of a thank you card. Like, it costs us $2 and 2 minutes of time, no brainer. We also do these kind of pre-written ones that are just, again, just a branded card. Same thing. We're basically kind of fishing for a review, quite frankly, but it is a very nice gesture. And again, I can't tell you how much love I get from still sending out birthday cards to my favorite vendors. And it's so easy. It can be something pre-printed in the inside and maybe just add a few sentences to the blank part. People love to get a birthday card. Like, when was the last time you actually went to your mailbox and got a birthday card? You know, anybody can post on somebody's Facebook wall, "Happy birthday." And when people post HBD, by the way, if you friend me and you post HBD on my wall on September 25th, I'm going to strangle you. That is the laziest damn thing I've ever seen. Send a birthday card. That's what. Okay. Oh yeah, I love this. So back when I was first starting out, we did everything marketing wise. We did every wedding show. We were in every wedding magazine, and they came up with these ads that had a song title, but they subbed out the word Joe for a different word. So it was Shake, Rattle, and Joe. All you need is Joe. So again, I love some variation. I love, no, I don't. I hate them. Sometimes I see these wedding magazines and it's the same ad. All they've done is change the logo, same picture. Like, I love this advertisement and this thing that this company, actually, I didn't come up with this, a ad agency did, but I loved it because it looks so different than everything else that used to be in those wedding magazines. Anyway, that's a little rewind there. Again, your website looks like the business card, looks like your banners, looks like your PDFs, looks like your pricing guide, everything. Website, critical. By the way, this is a little pro tip. Actually, it may not apply to Vegas anymore, but you can see I added this about 2 months ago. We are open. All 6 offices are open for business as usual. If you're wanting to schedule an event for when the COVID-19 situation is over, please reach out to us. Stay safe. And again, it just gives people that permission to reach out to you, that go ahead. So if you guys are still in that situation where some people are open, some people are not, I highly suggest you put some kind of banner right there on the homepage. All right. So your office, people that have heard me speak before, which is probably only Jody, know I'm a big office fan. I've been to Jody's office a few times, actually. I think I've been to 2 offices of Jody's. I'm a big proponent of it. I don't think you have to go bananas and spend thousands of dollars a month. I think you can still have a really cool shared space, which now seem to be everywhere. We have WeWork here, we have Industrious here, and this isn't even a major city. So I can't imagine how many you guys have in Las Vegas, but there's something about having that office space, one, to retreat to and work hard, but two, when you're asking people for thousands of dollars, like we all are on this call, I just think that there's a certain level of not respect, but what they expect is risen. Yeah, I can go and book a show at Starbucks and ask somebody for $4,000 to DJ their wedding, but you got the coffee grinder going over here, and you got these two guys that are half deaf yelling at each other over there. So I'm a big fan of the office. And again, just making it your own. My friends and I did most of this work from stuff we pinned on Etsy, down to burning the logo on the wall, and, the wood being from a tobacco barn where I grew up. I mean, we just really took a 500 square foot space and made it into something just super unique in a 100-year-old building. I mean, every time somebody walks in, that's the first thing that they say as soon as they walk in the door, like, wow, this is so cool. And at that point, you've already got them, that they're like, this guy's not going anywhere. He's established. Little swag things, little giveaway things, pins, so easy, so cheap, koozies or huggers, whatever you guys call them down there. We do those all the time. Even the clipboard that a lot of my guys are still old school. I use an iPad, but a lot of my guys are old school and still have a clipboard they carry around with all the planners on it and the song lists from the bride and groom. And the clipboard, just the back of it, we just went to a sign company and they just skinned it with basically a giant sticker. Things like this, especially if you're DJs, the glow sticks, you can get those branded. This was something we did, sent it to a lot of vendors. It was so simple. It was like a little bag of coffee and a mug. I think I had a couple pens, and then it looks like I wrote a handwritten letter and stuck my business card in there as well. But we had like 2 or 3. F8 is obviously a photographer. Sally Oakley is a planner. Like 2 people posted within a day of getting that. Like, enjoying my morning cup of Joe Bunn, that is, haha. We love working with cool dudes like Joe. Thanks for the goodies. Like, that is just Instagram gold, and it cost me $5 because I don't even think I shipped it. I think we actually divided them up amongst the guys and we dropped them off, hand to hand. This was something fun we did, his and hers tees. When somebody booked like one of our nicest packages. The issue is there's a lot of different size people, so you've got to stock a lot of different size shirts. And you never want to be embarrassed like sending the wrong size. But it was a neat little gift. Sometimes we even just took it to the wedding, which I know or back in the day was faux pas, but I see people doing it now. But we would just put it with the gifts, and it was just a simple box, and it would have these tees or a hat or something cool from the company in it. Vendor gifts, still a huge fan of taking these around to different vendors. David did this one down in Charleston, South Carolina. These moon pies are made down there. I think that bottle of wine was made there, and those peanuts are as well. So very like Charleston centric box. And he was breaking into the market, took these to a lot of different vendors and got some traction right off the bat. Displays, again, pop-up banners are kind of what we use now. We stopped doing the cattle call, really massive bridal shows or wedding shows. And we really went to just the boutique small shows. We might see 100 brides and there was only going to be 1 DJ there. That's the show I want to do now. I don't want to do the one with 25 DJs and everybody's lower priced than us and 1,000 brides. I want to do the boutique one. So we went to, these really basic pop-up banners. But back in the day, we went all out. I mean, if we were at an old hotel, I would go get something old. Like I got these doors and sanded them and painted them. One time we built this 20-foot long boom box with lights behind it and a Bunna-cell battery and a cassette deck DJ booth, and had a graffiti artist live painting those murals behind us. I mean, I had these giant boards made with our heads like on these video loops. Like people were like, what is wrong with you, man? But again, going back now, it's just much more simple. I still love this idea because it's so cheap. A cut gobo is probably $70 and a projector you can probably get for $100. And even now at wedding shows, we always put this on the ceiling above our booth. and we spin it real slow. It's almost like the bat signal drawing people in. It's such an easy moth to a flame kind of thing. All right, so one of my favorite things, as Jody knows, is photos and videos. I know I'm a camera whore is basically what she would probably say, but always get a group picture every year. One tip about the group photo, if you have teams, always put the people that you may fire on the ends. Yes, because then you can Photoshop them out. See, it's chess, not checkers. Ironically, both of those guys are still with me, and that picture is several years old. Probably one of my all-time favorites. If you're a Tarantino fan, this is straight out of Reservoir Dogs. We ripped that right off. Always use the same guy. He shoots us every year. He's just a genius. This got weird, but the reason I show it is because there's a power in the ask. In other words, I rode down the street one day and I saw that black Bentley at maybe like I'm at home now, so it was just down the street, and I was like, I'm gonna ask this dude if I can borrow his $280,000 car. So I called up Randy, who was a realtor, and I said, who lives at this address? So he looked it up on the real estate computer. I'm sure that's not legal. I called the guy at his office. I got his assistant. She said, you know what? I'll ask him. He's actually a really nice guy. And 2 days later, she called me back and she goes, yes, you can borrow it. And you did his wedding 5 years ago. And I was like, score. So a week later, we set up the shoot. He pulls in, and not only does he pull in with one, but his assistant is driving the other $300,000 Phantom with the all white leather, which, as you can see, I didn't even really want to put my butt on because I didn't want to get the like ink from my denim jeans on the seats. But the cars are real, the rest is not. Good times if you're a rapper, if you're wanting to be a rapper. Anyway, all right, so, oh, stop. Okay, back it up. All right, sorry. I got ahead of myself. So, other favorite things, once a year, always do some sort, and I can't tell you guys enough, all you have to do is open Facebook or open your Instagram and start the scroll and look at how many videos, there are in your feed now. Video is king. And so every year I'll try and do, I wouldn't say a grandiose project, but a bigger than normal project video wise. There are people all over Las Vegas that would love to shoot this, that have probably been shooting weddings for years and have been dying to make something creative. So I'm gonna just show you guys a few examples. Can y'all hear this?
I'm not sure how I ended up where I am today. My father made rope. My grandfather made rope. Wasn't I supposed to follow in their footsteps, carry on the family name in the business? For years after college, my dad would ask, do you want to come work for me? People still say to me, when are you going to get a real job? I even questioned what I was supposed to be doing with my life. My path was never direct. I had several failed ventures. Hats and t-shirts, Red Bull promoter, realtor, music producer, band manager. But all the while I was still playing music, making people dance, hustling, working. How many days did I come home as the sun was coming up? How many of my closest friends' weddings did I miss? How many of my son's soccer games have I missed? But I kept pushing, kept hustling, always trying to be better, always trying to stay ahead of the competition, setting the bar higher, unreachable.
Come on, you can do better than that. It's Joe Bunn.
And now it's time for the next chapter, to pay it forward, to help other DJ company owners. By speaking at conferences, getting on the phone and talking to DJs about their issues, jumping on Facebook Live, putting on workshops, writing articles and blogs, making videos. For every mistake I made, I want other DJs not to. I want the next generation of DJs to be better, make more money, rock more parties. The next chapter begins now.
So, so that's one video I called The Next Chapter, and I ended up using that to be the launch of the DJ's Vault, which is a membership community for DJs that Jody was talking about earlier. All right, so that was 2017, I think. And in 2018, I was out in Las Vegas. I met this guy named Jarrett, filmed by Jay. And I'd seen some stuff he had done. And I was like, I have this idea. And it's based on this video that I saw Kanye West and Jay-Z do. And so we made this.
I've been DJing for over 30 years. I've worked almost every weekend since I was 18. I wake up excited every morning to run my company. I subscribe to all of the cliches. You only live once. Life is a one-lap race. I'm all about hard work and the hustle, but I enjoy living life too. As hard as I work, I believe balance is key. I never wanted to be the old guy whose last words were, I wish I would have done that. Whatever dream you're seeking, wish you have, or idea you want to come to life, sometimes you just need to say screw it. We work hard, we play hard. I just never want to have like this regret of like, you didn't do it, you know, because I did it.
God, I love that thing so much. That'll be the thing I look back on when I'm an old man and just be so stoked about. Greatest Sunday I ever had in my whole life. Bribe those guys with a bunch of barbecue and beer. All right, and the last one, going back to something that we talked about earlier. I just had, after being told for so many years I look like this guy, I was just like, let's just make a series of these.
I'm the obnoxious wedding DJ that just has to be the center of attention. Oh shit, that's my jam. And now for my finishing move. Mayhem wouldn't have happened if you had hired Bunn DJ Company.
Mayhem is everywhere. Book Bunn DJ Company, so you'll be in good hands.
Ridiculous. I literally almost got banned from that venue, and we do probably 100 weddings there a year. It did not. I totally abused my power, but got really good videos. Anyway, all right. So let's get into the last bit of it. Social media. As you can imagine, the gram to me is the key to social these days. I know everybody's on Instagram. Just a few tips. Use the stories function. As you can see on that left-hand graphic, use the highlights where you can save your Instagram stories there. Tell people what you do. We're party, rocking, dance floor bagging DJs. Tell people where you are. We're in Raleigh, North Carolina. I can't, engagement is tough these days. We went to this black and yellow theme a year or so ago. I mean, it looks cool in the grid, I'll say, but I don't think it's like blown up our engagement or anything like that. It was just something different I wanted to try. So again, Instagram is key. Use it. Get good at it. E-newsletter. This is so easy. MailChimp is really good for sending out an e-newsletter once a month. And also SendFox. If you want it more plain and not getting stopped by spam filters, Send, S-E-N-D, Fox is a good one. And honestly, so it goes to several different segments of people. It goes to vendors. It goes to clients past and future. It goes to my friends and family. It goes to my DJs. And I think that's it. And so, you know, you can put a little something from everybody in there. I always start with the DJ of the month. Somebody that's got a really good review, start with that. Then if we're going to be at a wedding show, I would mention that. If we had a new mix out on Mixcloud, I would mention that. So again, you know, it doesn't have to be any more than about 3 blocks, but just start building your email list and sending this out. All right. And a personal brand, I think is if you work for a bigger company, I think it's a good idea to have a personal brand. This was my Joe Bunn logo for a while. People said it looked like E.T.'s head, so I stopped using it. I can see that, I guess. And now I use that. Again, some other DJs that work for me, David Fox, Randy B, again, the cufflinks thing, just little personal brands, just a different kind of touch. Again, you know, you put it everywhere. You can use your personal brand, you can use your company brand, everywhere. If you are a DJ or know a DJ, tell them they've got to be putting mixes out on Mixcloud. It's the only real legal way to put out a mix. Another branding element, we have a PhD, what's called the PhDJ podcast that Jody listens to. Thank you, Jody. I do it with a guy named Mike Walter, actually up in New Jersey. So we just have a recorded Zoom call. We've been doing it for 3.5 years. We have 181 episodes in the can. And, you know, every part of DJ business, from marketing to selling to, you know, current state of the world, COVID-19 stuff, racial injustice, like we've covered it all over the last 3.5 years. So again, it's just another element though that gets my name out even further. And again, educate yourself. You guys know this, especially living in Las Vegas, the king of conventions. You know, get out there and go to these things. Go to the ALIA, what do they call their conference? The NACE Experience, Wedding MBA. If you can afford $4,000, go to an Engage conference. Or if you're like me, you just crash it and show up without a badge. Yes, I did that in the Bahamas. Don't tell anybody. But educate yourself. Go. I don't know it all. I'm assuming that you guys don't know it all, or you wouldn't be on this call. Like, really take the time to go, again, when the world resets, to a couple things every year. This one's, you know, again, falls under the everything else category. I hate email addresses like this. Please make it like joe@bundjcompany.com, and let's get rid of the Gmails and Yahoos. And for the love of Pete, the AOLs. Right. Hello at, or whatever. Hello or info at. Anyway, I'm going to get off my high horse. One last easy one. I'm just kidding. But he really did do that. So I hope this guy rebranded his DJ company down in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And like a week later, he was like, yo, I'm committed. And I was like, bro, that's permanent. And that's it. So please, 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 y'all keep in touch with me. That's my email address. You can follow me at Joe Bunn, is my personal page, where that I think is really where the gold is, or the Bunn DJ Company one on Instagram. And please find me on social media, and let's keep in touch.
Yay. Great job, Joe. Wonderful. We were getting lots of comments. Lots of comments.
Okay. I couldn't see the comments. Sorry. I think I was, now I can probably if I stop the share. There we go.
They loved it. They loved it, loved it, loved it.
Fantastic.
So if you guys have any questions for Joe, let us know. Pop in there. I know some of you had comments. He dropped a lot of good knowledge on all of us. So the first question I have for Joe has to do with the newsletter. So you do a monthly newsletter, correct?
I do. Mm-hmm. Hey, Vicky. Oh, sorry.
Vicky's there. I know.
Sorry,
Vicky,
I didn't see.
Vicky was one of our
When we
speakers.
started. Sorry. Oh, okay.
So you do this monthly newsletter. Are you changing the content for each individual audience, or is it the one that goes out?
I usually, Jody, just for the interest of time, try to make one that goes out to everybody. You know what I mean? So I would say, so I would never make it super specific to one group of people, you know, more just all encompassing.
Got it. Cool.
But yeah, but you could definitely change the messaging if it was going to clients and then a different one to vendors. You know, it's not that hard to duplicate it and just fire it off to a different group. And once you get those names saved in there, it becomes super quick to pull this off.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Paul has a question. He raised his hand.
Let's go.
Okay, sorry, I was just curious about the thank you notes. What was the name of that app or website we can use for those?
I think that I like sendoutcards.com. I think you have to be, from what I remember, it was almost like you had to be like gifted in or something, almost like a multi-level marketing thing.
Oh, sure.
That was years ago though. But I like Postable, Postable. Yeah, that's a good one. And again, that's just something as simple as just being able to upload the picture and make your own. Postable.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you recommend for the digital card? You mentioned, because especially now with people not wanting to touch things and things like that, is it a software? Does somebody create it? What's the deal? How does this digital card thing work?
I don't have my wallet on me because I just went to the gym. So it's let me look at the site. It's really cool. I think it is blue.social. Stand by.
And people who aren't computer literate, Joe, would they be able to figure out how to get your information? Like some people.
Yeah. Hold on, it wasn't that. Sorry.
Because I think that's the way people are going to go from now on. I mean, I know we still do the paper thing, but you know, people get nervous about touching stuff now.
They do.
Shoshana, did you find it, or? So Shoshana had her hand up.
I didn't know if somebody found it. That is BLUE.social.
Blue.social. Okay.
Yep. So you can see there. It's a little plastic credit card, and it doesn't need to be branded or anything because you don't give it away. You basically say, hey, you know, let's say I was at a NACE meeting, and I go up to you and I'm like, hey, I'm Joe Bunn, and we have a conversation. Oh, I'm Jody. And, oh, you're a DJ too. That's awesome. Let's exchange information. Go out for coffee. And you literally just pull out your blue card and say, let me see your phone. And they pull their iPhone out and you tap it to the back of it. And it literally transfers everything from your name to your number to your Instagram handle.
Oh, great.
It's only stumped me a couple of times, and it was because somebody had like a old phone, basically.
I use the same kind of trick. I use the same kind of LinkedIn. Have you ever used that LinkedIn trick where you actually scan the person on LinkedIn? You can see if you're connected or not. I like using that because then you can actually get in to see who they're connected with and kind of do some research on them before you.
Yep, I have done that as well. I mean, it's basically the principle of that there was like a Samsung or something back in the day, if you're as old as I am, where you did a bump. Y'all remember this? Like you could bump phones together. Yeah. Anyway, I'm showing my age, but it's the same principle. And somehow that blue card has some sort of chip in it and it activates your iPhone. But I use that a lot now. And I agree, like maybe hand-to-hand cards. I need to update this for a COVID world, but that blue.social is really cool. And I think it was $20 or something, $20, $30.
Nice.
It's got punch. You can text cards too. And that seems really good. You know, it comes in an envelope, and so that's what I just upgraded to. Same thing, just so I don't have to physically send a card for right now.
Yep.
What would you say your most successful marketing, Joe, is right now? You presented 50 ways. I know they're all wonderful, but is there anything that you see that pulls better for you, or even something down the road? Maybe look into your crystal ball
I still am gonna always, my money will always be spent yearly on good photos and good videos, whether it's, you know, for my personal page or my guys, you know, even the 1-minute video bios, you know, on every single DJ's page on the website, I think are so important, just so that people can get a taste of their personality. Like, that's where my money is spent these days. The days of Joe Bunn and his guys showing up at a you know, 1,000-person wedding show with 200 vendors and 30 DJs are 7-8 years out of the picture. That's just not where we are anymore. Or even the wedding magazines. I mean, no offense at all, but because we did them and we killed it. You know, we did everything. But now it's become such a referral-based company that we don't have to do every ad, every show. You know, we can say, look, are any other DJs coming to this show? No. Okay, then we're interested. You know, but that's 20-some years of doing it in this city.
So question for you, if you mind. So for somebody who's coming in and their business isn't very old and they don't have a big budget or marketing budget to spend on all these things, they can't put it in all the ads. Obviously, word of mouth referral is the best way. Any thoughts on ways to do it that is very cost effective and right now with money not coming in due to all this?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not making any money either. Don't let me fool you. Social obviously is great. I mean, you know, and you can work the hell out of the social media element, you know, following everybody, not only in the group, but people you want to work with, engaging in comments, things like that. Free. I mean, again, you know, task yourself with it, task your partner with it, task one of your kids with it, but social is free. The e-newsletter is, let's say, $10 a month, if that. I think MailChimp up until a certain number of thousand people is free, you know, so start to build the mailing list. Where do you get the mailing list? Go into a gown shop, grab, you know, I guarantee there's a publisher on here right now. There she is. You know, grab a few wedding magazines, and literally when I want to build or update my mailing list, I start going through every ad and I look at it. And now, granted, their email address probably isn't on the ad, but it's going to be, you know, the blah, blah, blah venue. Okay, I'll write that down. Go to their website, get their email address, add them to the list. Next page, so-and-so wedding planner. I'll get her name or his name, write down their email address, add them to the list. And literally, I have an Excel spreadsheet of 500-600 vendors that either I've worked with or I've, you know, pillaged out of a local wedding magazine. And that's how I've gotten the list from our local NACE chapter because I've been a member for a dozen years, or the local ILEA chapter. So you can build that mailing list from there. And then again, you know, there's so much power in the coffee date or the lunch date, or I'll bring you lunch to your place. I mean, again, yeah, that is a monetary investment, but if it's 2 or 3 people and yourself, it's $40 or $50, and you get, you know, an hour worth of their time, and you're a hero, you know, because some of those people aren't allowed to leave for lunch and things like that. Even those vendor, you know, gifts, it doesn't have to be elaborate. You know, we probably wouldn't have $20 in that coffee cup idea. And, you know, we didn't go into a venue cold and say, oh, you know, we heard that Jody ran this Hilton. Can we see Jody? You know, we'd say, please give this to the director of catering, or, you know, the person that's in charge of booking weddings. If we knew the person, of course, we'd say, hey, is, you know, Jacqueline available? No, she's not available. Okay, no problem. Just tell her Joe stopped by and, you know, wanted to give her this, you know, little summer gift or whatever. So, I mean, again, you know, the videos, yeah, that stuff costs money, but even that, I mean, find that the person that did several of my earlier videos was a husband and wife videography team. They were young, they were creative, they were passionate, they were tired of shooting weddings. And I just pitched them on an idea. Let's make a rock video kind of thing. And we made it, you know? So yes, I had to hire some extras and probably rent a different lens. And, you know, in that car video, I had to get on Craigslist and buy a $700 car and a bunch of illegal fireworks in South Carolina. But I still didn't have $2,000 in the whole thing. And I feel like I made one of the coolest things I've ever made.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, Joe, when you give out your wedding gifts, do you have a branded box with that, or are you just sticking them into something?
I do. It's Oh, snap. Packlane.com. Packlane.
Cool. Thanks.
Yep. And, you know, they just come flat like the Domino's boxes, but they're printed on them. That's what I use.
Cool.
And actually, we now the thing we give out, in fact, I had my first face-to-face consultation with a mother of the bride and father of the bride today in 4 months. They came in the office. Everybody's wearing masks, of course. And we send everybody out with what we call the wedding emergency kit. So it's one of those Pack Lane branded boxes. And it has Advil and shout wipes and a sewing kit and, you know, all those little things with some of that crinkle kind of confetti in it. And it cost me maybe $3. And that mother thought I, you know, had cured COVID-19. Like she went.
That's a really good idea. Like relevant today. Now you just need masks for DJ things.
I do have those too.
I was
I
gonna
meant
say
to add
that's
that to the presentation.
Oh, look
we
at
have those
Vicky.
as well with the little play button logo.
Yeah,
There we go.
Vicky's got hers.
I had 100 of these made, and I took them to all of my venue clients because all of my venue, I do trivia as my specialty. I also do some weddings, but my clients are bars and restaurants. So as they're opening back up, all of their staff is required to wear them. So I just ordered a bunch in bulk, and I hand delivered all of them and bought a beverage or a meal at every single one of my 21 clients. And so I could do all the free stuff, post on Instagram and remind people that they're open and show that I'm showing my support. And then just handing a handful of masks to their staff made their day. And now they're doing the work for me. They're posting their selfies while they're in front of the bar wearing their mask and tagging me in them. So
that's
I never thought that would be like a marketing tool that I would be excited to invest in, but
Well, even for the DJs, the mic covers, I think that's a great idea too.
Yeah.
Yep. The mic covers. I mean, it's a little, it's going to be different out there. We know that.
There's the kitten. There's the kitten, Joe.
Hey,
There's the cat. There's Randy's girl right there, Joe.
There he is. We're making love connections on here.
Don't look quite this bad.
That was the best night.
Yep. And look, there's the kitten. You can take a screenshot and send it to Randy.
Actually, yeah, hold on. Stand by. The cat. All right, hold on. Wait, where'd she go?
Where'd she go? She ran away. Hold up the cat.
Hold the kitty up.
Got a pin or two.
That's her brand new cat.
The
cat's attack.
And hand sanitizer is a really good gift right now.
Yeah.
You know, Shoshana, I was at Trader Joe's on, I think, Sunset over there by Green Valley, and they sell for $1.99 the lemon and lavender, and they're small bottles. And, you know, they're like I said, $1.99. Get as many as you can get. I think you can only get 4. Then go back, you know, later in the day, get another 4, and you can build your stock, you know, and they smell great. They really do.
I think anything relevant, like having like your personalized masks, the little hand sanitizer, anything that is usable at the same time with your logo, those things I could see. It just, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, being so new. So just got to first kind of get the word of mouth going, and little by little balance, you know.
I mean, even going back just real quick, you know, to something like this, I mean, you know, we're sending this out to all the vendors. Are y'all seeing that? This weird
Yeah,
back
I like stuff like this. Is the kind of stuff I like.
You know, it's just so easy, you know, to come up with something like that and send it out. We send it out preemptively, you know, to all the vendors that we work with, to all the venues. And they were like, oh, I'm so glad you guys are, you know, doing this. I need to print this out, and I'll give it to my clients and let them know that you are going to be compliant. There were, it's just, you know, it's one of those things that we're going to have to do now to get back in the game. And so it was so easy. One other tip that I shared on a recent podcast or something, and it's a little bit off topic, but we are also, so we rescheduled about 165 weddings just here in the Raleigh office, which was a lot of fun. And every Saturday, I make my guys that were supposed to be doing weddings that day reach out to the couple that they were supposed to be working for and write like 3 sentences. Dear Susie, I'm so upset, or I so wish I was with you guys partying tonight, but I promise you, in October 19th, we are going to rage like we've never raged before. Hang in there, guys. Just thinking about you. Have a good weekend. Every single time we get a response, oh my God, this is so thoughtful. That is the easiest marketing, like hand holding, I actually give a shit about you kind of thing to do. And we do, but I'm just saying it's so easy, especially if you've rescheduled a bunch of things, just to task your team with it. You know, I do it for all the people that I was supposed to DJ for, and every single one I've sent out, I get a response.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
that's a high thing. Taking care of clients. I think it's a big, I think that goes a long way when people just see you care. I mean,
yes.
I think
that's it. That's all they really want to see is that you care. Yeah. I'm sorry you're having to go through this. The whole, you know, you're not downplaying it. You're not telling them how stressed out you are. You don't want to lose your business. You're saying, look, I can empathize. I'm sorry. You know, this is not good.
No,
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that really comes down to like all of our businesses, just taking care of the clients and showing you care and being there for them, you know, and making the process easier. Do you see any of your events going virtual at all, or are you pretty much pushing everything?
You know, if you go to bundjcompany.com, about 2 months ago, I added a tab. I hadn't booked anything off that. I did a few things really early on in the quarantine. I did a birthday party. I made a few $100. We do a live stream every Friday just for fun. But I don't want the world to go that way. I honestly would almost rather wait. I know that sounds selfish, but that virtual stuff look how hard it is to get people on. I mean, people are zoomed out at this point.
They are.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm.
You know.
They are.
I mean,
and you can learn so much. I mean, you can learn so much from having access to these Zoom calls. I mean, but you got to be dedicated. But people, like you said, are so burnt out that, you know, it's hard. It's hard now. You know, it's definitely hard now.
I can see
there's just a lot of distractions.
I can see it being a hybrid. I don't see it ever replacing. You just don't have engagement. But I do see, like, in the future, people using Zoom as for, you know, families that are out of town who can't make it.
Sure.
You know, adding it in as an addition to, but not a replacement of.
I don't, I think it definitely can be an add-on for us, especially if we get a good live streaming rig to where, you know, we say, okay, we're going to shoot the ceremony, the first dance, parent dance is like key elements, not people eating, and maybe a little bit of the dancing, and then, you know, we're going to kill the feed. I see that, to me, as our main virtual income, if you will, or virtual.
Yeah, you got to produce it like a TV show. You know, at this time, we're going to come back with the toast. You know, at this time, we're going to come, you know, with the father-daughter dance. You know, when we're going to have to schedule them out that way. So no.
And but I also think to pull it off, like Jody's talking about, you know, the way that Pat would do it, you know, it would be $2,500. You know what I mean? To have 2 cameras and the right gear and a hard line into the internet. Like, I don't, you know, and that's what we usually ask for a DJ. Like, is somebody really going to pay another $2,500 to live stream it to grandma in Tulsa? Maybe. I don't know.
Depends on them.
Maybe.
And we work with these hotels that have really horrible internet service unless you're, you know, buying it, and then you're buying this internet service. It's super expensive. So
it's a fortune.
You know, from the DJ conferences and stuff.
I do. Yeah.
You know, and you could have the best Wi-Fi hotspot in the world, and if it doesn't produce, you're refunding those people $2,500 because it didn't work.
And they're and they're upset, and then you risk a negative review. I just am placing low expectations on people wanting that from us. You know, maybe the videographer will get that business. Maybe somebody else more techie than the DJ might be tasked with that. I've already taken on the role of the PA guy for the ceremony. You know, as Jody knows, like, that's as common now as a first dance for us to do the audio for a ceremony. Yeah. Reluctantly, we took it on, you know, a decade ago, and now the DJ is pinned with that role. And all I want to do is just make people shake their butts. But now here I am, Mr. Audio Guy, miking up the officiant.
Yeah. Because they don't want to spend money on a harpist.
Or they don't want to, or they don't want to pay the hotel to do it because it would be 10x the price.
Yep, exactly. Any other questions for Joe before I close it out tonight?
No, thank you so much.
Yep,
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Joe. I owe you one.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is great.
I hope.
Thank you so much.
In Las Vegas. You're welcome, Paul. Paul's got that magnetic personality. I'm gonna meet that guy in real life.
He
I can
does.
tell. He's that guy.
I was already thinking I wanted to meet you as well.
I need to meet
good ones.
something about that guy.
I want to meet Joe.
Paul will probably be at Wedding MBA.
I'm gonna get out.
I was there last year as an assistant. It was awesome.
Yep.
That's probably where I know you from. You look so familiar.
I worked with. Okay, we'll talk later. Maybe I can reach out later. It's so nice to meet with everybody tonight.
Absolutely. Hey, Vicky, I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Matt.
Joe's going to log out. Everybody stay on real quick. Joe's going to log out because we just have a few announcements.
Perfect.
Cool. So before we say goodnight, I just want to, I know Laura has something she'd like to bring to our attention. So Laura, I'll turn it over to you.
Everyone. So I wanted to say, if you don't follow us on Facebook yet, give us a follow because I can't spill the beans, so to say. But we are going to do a exciting announcement virtual party within the next week for some exciting things that we have going on. You won't have to log into Zoom. It's actually, I don't think, we're working on doing something with AV Vegas Live where you'll be able to watch it live on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, wherever you prefer, whatever's most convenient for you. And we have something really exciting that we've been waiting and working hard on, and I hope you guys will pop in and see that. We're hoping to have this party around about July 1st. So should have an event up on Facebook in the next couple of days so you guys know when that's going to happen. So just keep an eye peeled for it. And I have to say, there's not 30 DJs in my bridal show. That's the most thing I've ever heard. I can't even imagine a bridal show with 30 DJs. I have 3, just for the record, just to set the record straight. But yeah, we hope you guys tune in for our announcement in a week.
Oh, that's great. So Bridal Spectacular, right? We follow Bridal Spectacular? Awesome. Bridal
Spectacular or Spectacular Weddings of Las Vegas. The announcement should be on both of those.
Great. Very cool. Iris, anything to report in regards to our event status right now? I know as a board we were talking about some stuff. Anything we could spill?
I mean, it's up to you.
Well, we're thinking about getting together. We're just settling. Did we pick a date or month?
Well, you know, our normal date pretty much is every other month on the 4th Tuesday in the evening. So, you know, we're just watching the event industry, the regulations. So, I think we're planning for a regular mixer in July, just because, you know, we had our big party postponed and, you know, we don't want to come out of the box trying to have this huge party. And at this point, I don't think that we could have because we, you know, our goal is to have as many people there. So we don't want to be restricted to 50 people. So we're going to do a regular mixer the next one. And then we're still going to have our big party. So that's still going on. And we're in touch with our venue and our date and everything like that. And all our sponsors, keeping them in the loop. And we're excited for that time when everybody can let loose.
Yeah.
You know, we really want to have our big party when we can have a big party. And hopefully that'll be a big celebration. Awesome. But yeah, look for a mixer in July. We're finalizing the details, but
cool.
We will see some of you in the near future.
Good, thanks, Iris. And Sarah, is there anything you want to say to the members? Any announcement on your end? We're good, right?
Nothing more. Yeah, nothing on the financial side. We're just glad to have our members and hope everyone's doing well and staying safe. I'm hoping our governor will have some announcement for us so that we can move forward with a mixer in July. I was a little disappointed that we didn't go into the next phase from the bootleggers' perspective, because I was hoping that we could, and for a lot of our members as well, because we've got a lot of venues that I know would like to move into the next phase, whatever that's going to be, and other vendors as well, because I know a lot of you work with venues and are hoping that those venues can get back to business so that you can get back to business. So
Absolutely.
I'm from Illinois, and Illinois is moving into phase 4 by Friday.
Really?
So some of their venues are starting to open up, and I'm looking forward to that happening here too. So I don't know about any of you, but I'm getting more and more brides reaching out, looking for information. And I have a lot of them looking for information for the next month to month and a half. There are people still getting married, people still wanting to have some type of a dinner or a reception or something. And I keep having to tell them, I'm really sorry, but I can't help you. And I hate that. I just hate it. So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because I'm getting them too. They want to book July. I have somebody who wants to book July 11th right now. And
yeah, I just had one for July 11th today.
Yeah, me too. So, and I'm working with her and the venue and everything, trying to put it all together for her. So, Maria, I know
Jody.
you're. Yes.
Oh, sorry. This past weekend, I worked my first wedding at the Mom Museum at 50 people guests. 50 guests.
Oh,
it was totally rocking.
Did they have Did they dance too?
The DJ made one announcement at the very beginning. Everyone social distance and wear your mask. Nobody did it. We had a blast. But we all did. All the workers did. We did.
Yeah, the workers, right.
It was fantastic. It was a fantastic little event.
Were they local or out of state?
Yeah, they were locals.
Oh, wow.
Just invited 50 of their closest little friends and had a little, it was awesome, I'm telling you. So we're gonna be hitting it. It's gonna be coming back.
Yeah, I mean, I've done 2 already. I've done 2, I've DJ'd 2 events already, and they were rocking. They were rocking. They partied, and the 2-week window went by, and I got another test, and I tested negative, so it is what it is, you know. Maria, anything new to report on the member side?
Well, just that everybody, being the membership chair, I'm still new to this, but we really need to get out in the community and let people know that are in the wedding industry how important it is because of everything that this group has done collectively to get us to where we are, because we have a voice. Jody, yourself, and many people there have also been to many meetings virtually with the county, with what's going on in the city. And I think it's so important that people understand the value of coming together, because people come together when something's going wrong, but we also have to come together when things will come back, and they will come back as a group. And I think that's so important. So
absolutely. Anybody else, anything they want to share? Any news, anything going on? Good.
I mean, for me, I'm just going to kind of try to focus on the micro events, the 50 person and less, because I don't know. I mean, like you said about Illinois opening stage 4, I have a lot of family from Illinois, and I've just moved like 2 years ago from there. So it's like, I don't know, I don't know where you guys are, but there's so many mixed messages because half my family is doctors, and I've got like that side that's really concerned, and family in Arizona who works in the hospitals who's saying their numbers are going up. So I'm sitting here kind of on that fence, hoping everything goes well, but I'm saying from my end, I'm getting a lot of mixed messages as far as are we done?
And I'll tell you guys, we are very gun shy here at the Bootlegger because we have had the agencies in for inspections. We've had customers report to agencies that they think we're doing things wrong. and they just show up to do inspections with reports. We've had OSHA here, we've had the gaming board here. They pop in for just surprise inspections. We've had the Nevada Health Department here. I mean, so the last thing we want to do is have them show up when we have an event that we're not supposed to be having. So, you know, we are being very, very, very careful.
Yeah.
Because the last thing anybody wants here is to be shut down.
Yeah.
And technically, events are not supposed to be happening. So a gathering of 50 people is not supposed to be happening in a public venue.
No, I think that's why they're more like, you know, trying to hit people's homes and things like that. People.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where mine were. Mine were in home. Mine was in a warehouse and mine was in a backyard.
Yeah.
Warehouse?
A warehouse.
That's ingenious.
It was, the guy pumps air fragrance into the hotels. That's what he does. That's his company. So he cleaned out his warehouse and his wife graduated from UNLV and he threw her a party and they had 50 people there. Wow. And they had a caterer. Caterer was there. And then the second one was a 50th birthday party in a backyard. And again, they had a caterer there and
the micro events, like the smaller personal spaces.
Right.
Yeah. My next wedding is one that I'm not, you know, doing coordination for as well. So we're doing all the event coordinating and DJ, and it's again, Sarah, private home. They rented a mansion. They rented one of these mansions, and they're from the Bronx. Two girls.
Yeah,
from
we've
the Bronx.
offered to provide food for an event that's held in a private space. So if you want to do it at your home, you want to rent a hotel room and do that, we're happy to provide food, but we can't allow for our spaces to be used.
Right.
So,
and Laura posted Bridal Spectacular still going on, right? We're looking at August, and you know, by August we should definitely be at a different phase.
Yeah,
we would hope so.
We've been moved to August 28th and 29th. Currently still slated for the Rio. We're going with the flow, and you know, our goal is to basically have things finalized and know whether for sure the show is going on by 8 weeks out, because that's when we would need to start advertising. So we really have about a week left before we're like, this is it, we're doing it or we're not, you know, but we're optimistic. We want to do it. We know most of our clients want to be at the show. They need the show, and we already have brides that are purchasing tickets, although we're doing tickets a little different because of coronavirus. We're actually doing free tickets, which we've never done before. But the catch is that if you get the free tickets, you have to pick a time slot to arrive at the show. And that's to help keep it from being like everyone arriving at the show at one time and then having too many bodies. So people have a time slot, and then if you want to not have to deal with a time slot, then you can pay for a ticket and then you can come anytime.
That's
so
great.
That's how we're handling the masses and making sure, you know, there's not as many people in the room in the hall at any given time. And you know, we'll go there based on what the rules are when the show actually comes around. Like if we have to be as specific as clicking people as they come in the door, you know, we'll do it, you know, and tell people they can't come in until other people come out. We'll do what we have to do, but you know, like the show must go on for everyone.
Yep.
I don't think we get our money back from the Rio unless the Rio cancels us. So.
Right.
Will you require people to wear face masks?
You know, I think that's once again going to be something we'll decide closer to time when we see what, you know, the climate of everything is and what the rules are. We're looking into those face screens and stuff too, like the screens that people have been putting in front of the desks. And that might be something we recommend is, you know, there's some fun. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Paul's got one of those
shields.
Weird visors.
Face shields.
But I saw a really cute idea at, I went to a small concert event downtown where a friend of mine was performing, and they had everything very well organized for coronavirus friendly. But they had designed, they bought photo frames, large ones, like 24 by 36, and then just put a plexiglass in there. And they had them hung in front of the performers on stage. So they had like their own little photo frame protector in front of them. And I'm like, that's a clever idea, and it wouldn't be that hard to DIY. People could make that for their booth and put it on a high boy so that they stand behind their high boy and the brides can be in front of them talking. Because I know a lot of my vendors have shown concern, like, well, if I have to wear a face mask, you know, like, smiling is an important thing in sales and your, you know, facial expressions. So, you know, we're open to like those other options, but I do think that, you know, people should be considerate of, you know, it's still going to be something we're all concerned about, and there should be something of a barrier, but I think there's other options than having to wear a literal face mask at all times.
Yeah. And we, speaking of face masks, I still have them at site in the office. So if anybody didn't pick up their face masks that were given to us by the governor, I've got them. So just let me know, you know, send me a text, email, whatever, let me know. I will be in the office tomorrow. So yeah, just let me know. A few members have stopped by and picked them up, but they are free and they are blue and they're online. So, and they're
if anyone's looking to do any kind of social virtual event, this is kind of a shout out for my father's company, not my thing, but AV Vegas has created something called AV Vegas Live, and they've been doing live concerts for the last couple months where bands are coming in and the whole thing is live feed. And instead of having to log into Zoom, it actually streams it live to Twitch and Facebook and YouTube all at the same time. And anyone can watch and comment from wherever they're watching, and all the comments show up on the screen regardless of which platform they're viewing on. And it's really cool. So far they've only used it for like concerts and for DJ sets, because they have a room called the Rave Cave that looks like, you know, a DJ set at one of these fancy nightclubs. But, you know, we've been putting a lot of thought into other things they could do with it, like, you know, company announcements and you name it, whatever you think that you'd want to present online, they can do it, and it would look a lot cooler than being on Zoom.
Yeah,
So
AV what?
AV Vegas. So I'll put it in the messages as well, but AV as an audio visual Vegas.
AV Vegas concert. Liking them now.
Yep, and if you just want to follow them to see their concerts that they've been doing for free, they have Adelitas Way, which is, I guess, a pretty big name, and lots of fun local bands. So it's just been a fun way to support people locally and just be excited about something in town.
Yeah, no, perfect. All right, well then I think unless anybody has anything else to say, we're good for now. So just it's nice seeing everybody. I think we had a really good webinar. I hope you guys got some good information from Joe. You know, he's pretty big in the industry. You know, he's pretty big, and a lot of the stuff that he does, I do because I've learned from him. So he's a really cool guy. So definitely make sure that you shout out to him as well and just let him know. And Sarah, yeah, we'll just schedule something. I got your text message, so we'll schedule something. Even if I'm on my way home, I could stop by the bootlegger or something. I'll see. I could always drop.
All right, hon, thanks. I'm sorry, I just haven't had any time.
Yeah.
And there were a friend request, so you know.
Cool. All right. Well, everybody enjoy your evening. It was nice seeing you. I am